What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. I want to go over this topic, my theory on why we live in separation. So, if you've noticed, if you have become a little bit more awakened throughout your life, you will start to understand that a lot of things in this world is separated. A lot of things, and you will understand that our world is supposed to be a very oneness type of world, but a lot of things have been separated. And I have this theory of why this separation has occurred. And I think that I truly believe that there has always been some type of separation, but truly, the way that things are, it's supposed to be whole. And I believe that our universe, at a time and age, there was an age where things were just whole, things were just one. You didn't have to separate things. But I think the time of separation happened when man started to understand alchemy. And when you start to dive into what alchemy is, you start to kind of understand. You start to kind of trace. Okay, I understand why people do the things they do, and during a certain time of age when alchemy was starting to be prominent. I mean, when we started to find out about medicines and how we started to figure out how certain things were working. One of the bases upon alchemy, even within chemistry, is the process of separation. And the process of separation was to basically separate the pure from the toxic stuff, right? So the purity of a certain type of solution. And alchemy can be seen in everything, right? Alchemy can be seen in everything, but I'm kind of just using an example of chemistry. So when we were able to extract the pure from the toxins, we kind of clinged on to this idea that the purity of things is always going to make us possibly live life longer. It's where basically, the philosopher's stone is, or this is where we can actually extract, what we need from what we don't need. And I think once we found out this type of solution inside of certain things, we started to take this construct or this concept into our daily life. And this is where we get the good versus evil. This is where we get all the mix-ups of we label things as this is good, this is bad, because we're constantly in our life, we're trying to find the purities. We have taken this construct so far to where we have created generations upon generations of this one idea that we've seen, and we've created multiple of things out of it. You can see these in movies, storylines, music. You can see this in entertainment. You can see this from cooking to making certain things. It's in everything, right? Once we found this idea that we can extract, purity from the toxins, we've used this in multiple of things. But I think that in some way, when we have pulled out, the toxins from a certain solution, we didn't understand that this solution of this toxic thing will show up in different other realms, in different other places. And this is where we get the shadow, or the shadow aspect. And this is where I believe a lot of, even in our society today, we try to cover it up. We try to mask it in different ways, whether it is that we try to mask this shadow with, we can talk about makeup. We can talk about, we try to dress this in certain clothes, fashions. We try to hide the shadow realm in different types of ways. And we have used this way to create money and extract goods from other people. But you have to understand that, playing with alchemy is a very interesting place. It's a very interesting thing. It really teaches you about the law of equivalent exchange, right? So once you do something, you have to understand that the exchange is going to be equal. You may not see it today, but it may show up in another situation. I have another theory too, and I'll leave you guys with this. I truly believe that there was a time on this earth where things happened, but it wasn't as heavy as it was throughout our history or how it is today. I think that everything was done by man. Man is at fault for its own doing. But there was a time where things were pure. I mean, like, I see things as pure as, is it innocent for a for somebody to go out, right? They're enjoying berries. Like, say for instance, somebody went out, they were hungry, they were enjoying berries, and they decided to eat one berry, and somebody got sick from eating that berry. Now, I see that as pure, because the thing is that it's not that it was bad. It was just that the person was just exploring and they found out that something had happened to them, which leaves enough room for us humans to, have an understanding of, okay, how can we look at this situation? What can we take from this situation? I use this example because I think was a time inside of our human history where, we've got so involved with, you know, um, trying to find out what's the best solution for us to live, or for us to have these greater accessories for us to live a better life, instead of just enjoying what is. I think that there was a time where people have become so obsessed with the thought of creating, you know um, you see it all the time in movies, this magic potion, and this magic potion is supposed to make you live longer. It's supposed to give you wealth. It's supposed to give you health. um I think there was a culture that became so obsessed with those things, instead of actually just observing and enjoying what is. So I hope you guys like this message. Peace and love. I thought it was an interesting theory that I thought about. But peace.